All right, you guys, I'm so flippin' excited to be doing this Zoom with you. I don't know about you guys, but I'm over the warm up. I'm over the pregame. I'm over all the things. Like, I am ready to go ham, run to the finish line, and beyond, right? And like, just go balls to the wall is how I feel. Like, I am so excited. I'm in such a good place, and I'm so excited to be doing this Zoom with you with Mariah. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Courtney Gretza. I have been in this industry for almost a decade. I've been here at Amari Global for almost 4 months now. We have made over $10,000, over $15,000 already in the first however long this has been. And I don't say that to be like, wow, I'm so awesome, because Mariah will say the same. But I want you to realize how much money is here on the table. And I want you to grasp that and tell yourself every single day, I am worthy of it. I can
Well,
do it. I'm going to make the money, and I want you to run. Okay. So, a couple things, little like housekeeping things. Number one, we're going to be doing these Zooms every single Monday night at 9 p.m. or at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. I am making the executive decision as of right now because I think team Zooms are incredible. And so as of right now, we're going to be doing them every Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. If this needs to change for people, if this does not work for people, we will do so. But as of right now, that's what we're going to do. And we'll just kind of see how the team works, if this works for us or if it doesn't. Okay. Number two, I'm going to be introducing something to everyone in a little bit here at the end of the Zoom. So make sure you stay on because there's something that is going to be open for everyone that's kind of like, I want to say an audition, but not really, but kind of in a way. And Mariah's looking at me like I'm nuts because I did not give her any warning about this. Also, please be nice to Mariah. She is insanely sick. Okay, we're gonna be nice. We're gonna love Mariah and be like, you're the best. Thanks for still preaching to us, even though you want to die. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna let Mariah introduce herself here in a second, but this Zoom kind of came to be because this past, was it yesterday? I didn't say this past weekend, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, Mariah and I went to a Life Surge event. Okay, if you do not know what this was like a Christian business meeting that just hyped you up. Okay, and Mariah and I left on fire, and we have so many notes, and we're gonna kind of just go. Do you want to just do like speaker by speaker and just like share things, or how did you want to do it? We
well,
didn't
I
talk about
took
this.
it all and broke it into my thoughts in directions. So I can go back to my other notes if we want to do that. So you just tell me what we're doing.
I don't care either way. I'll just pop in and I'll say things at the end if there's stuff that I wanted to add that you didn't, or I'll just cut you off. It's fine. Okay, Mariah, introduce yourself and you just take it away and be like, I'm done whenever you're done.
Hi guys. Ignore my daughter in the background. We're working on bedtime and it's not going well, okay? Also, as Courtney said, I am sick, but we're gonna get through. Those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Mariah. I've been in the industry for just over 6 years with Amari for like 2 days short of whatever Courtney said. Again, like she said, same story. Came here and we've just seen insane success within my business and my team seeing that as well. And I'm really excited to start doing this more regularly with you guys. But yeah, like Courtney said, we went to this incredible conference over the weekend. It was so good. There was so much. And so there were tons of speakers, people that you guys have recognized, like Ed Milet, John Maxwell, Willie Robertson, a lot of speakers that are like big in the industry, right? Like they're all the people that we've listened to. So it was really cool just to be in the room with them. But one of my first and biggest, I think, takeaways as a whole is that we have to get more intentional because every single speaker there was once upon a time, they were just an average Joe. Like they all went to elementary school just like you. They all went to middle school just like you. Like they all came from a family just like you. They all had drama in their history just like you, but they decided to go out and get intentional in ways 99% of people will not do. And because of that intentionality, they've turned into something that we all look up to, that they make ridiculous money. They get to go out and make ridiculous impact, not because they are special, but because they decided to get intentional. Guys, success doesn't just happen to you. And so if you've got big dreams, you've got big places that you want to go, then you have to get intentional about doing the micro steps now, the baby steps now to start cultivating that dream future. You know, successful people aren't lucky. So I broke it down into 4 things from everyone that I heard that I think the successful people there do, like the 4 clues to success. Okay. Before I jump into that, I want to start off with this thought, and I'm going to leave you with this thought too, because it is one of the most profound things I've ever heard. It was from Ed Milet when he was speaking, and he said that you are neglecting your children if you're not actively pursuing God's calling for you. Whoa, say it again. You're neglecting your children if you're not actively pursuing God's calling for you, because our kids are going to do what we do before they do what we say, right? And how are they going to believe that they can go out and do anything? They can go out and be anything. You can be anything when you grow up. You're amazing. You can change the world. Well, mommy, why aren't you doing it? You tell them, believe in yourself, dream for yourself. Well, mommy, why aren't you doing it? Why don't you believe in yourself? Why aren't you dreaming for yourself? Why aren't you doing, like, if we are not pushing ourselves, and I'm not saying hustle crazy, but if you're not walking and constantly growing and developing more into the person God is leading you to be, we are literally neglecting our children's future. And I think that is just, whoop. So as we go through this, some four steps to success that I put together, I want you guys to think about that as well. So the first thing, consistency. Wow, you guys, did that shock you? Like, you've only heard that on every Zoom you've ever been to, ever. You've only heard that at every conference or convention you've ever been to, ever. Consistency. So we're going to kick it off right that. John Maxwell said that we overestimate intensity and we underestimate consistency. And I feel like in this industry, that's almost even more like in your face. You know, we have to hustle. You got to work hard for your 15 days, the last 7 days, whatever it is. We get there and we work hard and we go balls to the wall. We go. And then we burn ourselves out because we are focused on intensity. If I want more, I have to do more. If I want more, I have to do more. I have to be up more. I have to be on my phone more. I have to send messages more. I have to post more reels. I have to do more if I want more. But the truth is, a little bit of consistency will go way further than a short amount of intensity ever will. It's not about being the one that does the most. It's about being the one that does the most consistently. So I want you guys to find that consistent number for yourself. Get really rock solid. There's no off days. There's no days that you give yourself a hall pass. There's your Sabbath. I'm not talking about that. Okay, you have your Sabbath. That's totally different. But there's not just like, oh, I'm sick. I feel like death. We are leaving for a week vacation at my in-laws tomorrow. I have to clean the house. I have to pack everyone, organize all this stuff. And I'm sick. And that was never an excuse for me to now be like, oh, I have all these other things going on. I'm not going to work my business. No, I'm still working my business as well, because consistency will go further than anything else in this industry. The second thing is that we've got to ditch the question, how long is this going to take? Because how many of us ask that, right? We put this time frame of like, well, if I'm not gold by month 6, then I can't do this. If I'm not making $5,000 a month by a year in here, I can't do this. And we start putting these timelines. And what happens when we put these timelines is we start going back to that question, how long is this going to take? And you can't get forward if you're so focused on like where you think you should be. Successful people don't ask how long it's going to take. They ask how far they can go. Because if you're constantly thinking how far you can go, who gives a crap how long it takes you to get there? Because you're not worried about if it took you 2 months, 2 years, or 20 years. Because you're thinking about the next thing. How much further? What impact can I have? How far can I grow? How can I change my family's life here? What more can I do? Your problem, a lot of times, you guys, it's our problem. It's not vision, right? We know what we want. But when we fall back into that, how long will it take question, our problem becomes depth perception. We have the vision, but our depth perception is off. It's fuzzy. We think things are further. And so because we think it's further, because we're asking ourselves, you know, how long is it going to take? We start thinking it's further than we thought it was going to be. So we start self-sabotaging. We start perpetuating habits that then keep you from having that success. You start literally creating a life of being stuck because we're focused on thinking we should be further than where we are. You have no control over what happened yesterday, right? Like you can't go back and change what happened last month. You didn't promote last month. That doesn't mean you were supposed to be further. You have no control. Last month is over. It is a closed chapter. And we have to let go of that in order to continue moving forward. And then the last thing, number 4, is that you have to do what few will do now so that you can have what few will have later. We have to be willing to sacrifice. And I'm not saying sacrifice is to give up your life, but you have to make decisions. I mean, this conference that me and Courtney went to, for example, guys, this was my birthday present, okay? This is what Courtney got me for my birthday, was tickets to a growth conference, okay? Not that that's a sacrifice, but we very easily could have gone to a concert. We very easily could have gone on a trip. We very easily could have gone shopping. But instead, we chose something that's going to help us grow. Sometimes it's things as little as that, the sacrifices we make when we turn the TV off and pick up an audiobook or a book, when we listen to worship music instead of watching Bluey, when we're doing things like that to make little moments in our life become more valuable, because it's not just about finding growth in this business, you guys, it's about finding growth in your life. And when we start creating those habits small in our day to day, it starts amplifying everything. It gets easier and easier. You grow more and you grow more. And this is the last one I'm going to leave you guys with, because I thought this one was so good too. But you have to remember that you're not suffering, you're in pain. And that's totally different things. Deciding to not watch TV when you really want to catch up on the new season of Selling Sunset, deciding I'm not going to watch that because I have bigger goals. It may suck and you may like feel that draw up, right? But you're not suffering, you're in pain. It's different. Deciding that you're not going to eat out for a month so that you can pay off debt. You're not suffering because you're cooking at home and having to wash the extra dishes. You're not suffering, you're in pain. There's a difference. And I think when we put that perspective on things, it makes it a little bit easier to make the hard decisions. And like I said, I'm going to go back to this and leave it there, but you're neglecting your children if you're not actively pursuing God's calling for you. I think every single one of you guys are ordained to be here in our team, in this company at this time for a reason, for a time such as this. And I think so many of you guys are sitting on your potential. I see so much from so many of you. It just makes me sick sometimes of how much more I feel like I want this than you guys want it for yourselves at time. But I know that the potential is there. I know that when God puts a dream on your heart, it's not just there to be dangled in front of you. It's there because it's something that is within your power to obtain. But you have to get crystal clear. You have to get crystal committed, crystal consistent as you go forward towards that goal, because you have a big calling on your life, not just with Amare, but to go out and to be something different. You joined this company. A lot of you guys joined another company before this. Like, you are the different people. People don't just go out and join businesses and try to make their own money, okay? People talk bad about this, right? You're not that one. You're the one that said, I want something more for my family. You're the one that said, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go out, I'm going to make it happen. So it's time that you own that decision and actually go out and make something happen, because there's nothing wrong with you and there's no reason you can't have the success you're looking for. It's just time that you own up and decide to be the 1%, to show up as the 1%, to do the different things, to remember you're not suffering, you're just in pain for a little while. And because you decide that daily, you're going to get to have a life in the future bigger than anyone in your neighborhood, okay? Anyone in your circle, because you're the one that was willing to go out and to do the hard things.
Oh my goodness, you guys. Number one, Mariah, please go drink hot tea with honey. I will Uber Eats it to your house if you need me to. My goodness. But that was so good. And I want you guys to know it was so cool is like, I have so many other things that I want to say. The whole conference, you would hear like every 5 minutes, Mariah would be like, oh, oh, because it like, there were so many things that just hit our soul. So put a 1 in the chat if you're like, ooh, there were some things that hit my soul from that, Mariah. There were some things that hit my soul. Okay. I have a couple other things that we were at the same conference, but we picked up things differently, right? And there are different things that hit us in different ways. And so I'm going to tell you guys the things that hit my soul, and then I'll give you guys the announcement. Yeah, we literally pages and pages and pages of notes. This Zoom could be 6 hours long. Okay. But we do not have that much time. So the first thing, you guys, and I did not organize anything. Welcome to my life. My name is Courtney and I don't organize things unless I need to. Okay, cool. So first thing that I want you guys to know is that it was John Maxwell said, growth is not automatic. You have to choose to grow every single day. And every single day you are doing one of two things. You are either repairing your business from your past decisions, or you're preparing your business because of your current decisions. So you're either every day being like, shoot, I did not do the things these past 2 weeks, right? Like, whether you want to admit it or not, some of you are sitting here 16th of the month like, shoot, I'm not where I want to be. So you're in repair mode, okay? And you're looking back and you're like, I could have been doing this, 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 and this, and this, right? These past 2 weeks, but you didn't. So you're in repair mode. Or you're preparing for the end of the month and you're preparing for the future things because you've been doing the things. And so you're in growth mode, right? So you're either repairing your business or you're preparing it. And so I want you to think about that and decide where you want to be, because I promise you, preparing is a lot more fun than repairing. Right? Think of it like either you're going to repair your house because something's wrong with it, or you're going to go to Home Goods and buy new decorations. Which one's more fun? You know what I mean? It's just you got to choose. I was at Home Goods today. RIP to my bank account. Thank you, Amari, for my paycheck. The next question, you guys, this one, I literally it took my breath away. Okay, how many of you have ever said, looking at me, Mariah, Jade, whoever, and you're like, man, I would just like to be in that position. I would just like to be there. I would just like that paycheck, right? I know some of y'all are watching the people in Athens right now that are like, I wish I could be there, right? I'm 1,000% kicking myself that I did not go on that trip, even though I earned it, but it's fine. It's okay. We're all going to go sip some drinks in Cabo next year. It's fine. But we all look at other people and we're like, man, I wish I could be there. And John Maxwell said that he was speaking at a conference and someone said, hey, I want to do what you do. I want to be a speaker. I want to help people. I want to do the things. And he was like, that's awesome. But can I ask you something? And the guy was like, sure. And he was like, do you want to do what I did so that you can do what I do? And it just hit me to my soul, because so many times we look at people and we want to get to their chapter 7. We want to be there, but we don't want to do the first 6 chapters, right? We want to get to there, but we don't want to do the every single day things that aren't very fun. Right? So many times people message me and they're like, oh, I just want to be making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, how many reels have you done this month? Oh, I haven't done one. How many host posts have you gotten up? Or referral posts have you gotten up? Like 2 or 3. Okay, how many days have you gotten up early if your day is busy? Oh, I haven't. Right? And I'm not saying that to call people out, but it's so easy to be like, I want to be there, but you don't want to get there. You just want to transport. That's not going to happen. So many of you, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but look at Mariah and I and you're like, oh my God, they're so lucky. They're just there, right? Between the two of us, we have 14 years of experience. We have put 14 years into this. Now, here at Amari, we have only put 3.5 months or 4 months or whatever we're at, right? But you don't want to do the things. And I want you to ask yourself right now, you don't have to answer in the chat, but if you were feeling how Mariah is, would you have still sent referral post messages today? Would you have still showed up on a team Zoom? Would you have still gotten reels ready for the week? Would you have still posted? Would you have still followed up with people? Would you have still sent friend requests? Probably not, some of you. I love the honesty, Kate. Because a lot of times, if there is a way out, if you give yourself a way out, you're always going to choose it. And so I want you to know that you cannot get from point A to point B without getting there, right? You cannot sing the alphabet with only using letters A and Z, right? That's not the alphabet. You got to go through all of them. And so I want you to remember that if you want to do what we do, you have to do what we did first. Does that make sense? And I don't say that to be like, oh, Mariah and I are so great, but Mariah and I are so great at consistency. You will never catch a day that we're like, because the difference is we want it and we know where it can go, right? For example, my Facebook today, I tried to send messages and I was blocked from sending messages out of nowhere. I don't know. It was my first message of the day. It didn't send. And I know some of you would have been like, well, I guess I'm not messaging today. I guess we'll try again tomorrow, maybe. You know what I did? I went and messaged on Instagram and TikTok. How many of you would try the second thing, or would you have given up after the first? Do you see the difference? Okay. I don't know what. I want you to focus on your impact, not your income, because the income will come. And I want you to focus on your passion, not your position, because the position will come. Right? If you focus on impact and passion, the income and position are going to come anyways. But if you're constantly focusing on the income and the position, you're not going to have an impact and you're not going to be passionate, because you're constantly drained, worrying about where you need to be and how much money you need to make. To make the most money, you have to help the most people make the most money. Right? You have to make an impact. You have to help people make money. You have to help people try Happy Juice. You can't just be like, I want to make $10,000 a month and just be me. No, you have to make an impact. Right? Everybody who makes a good income, John Maxwell makes good income because he has a big impact. Ed Milet makes a big income because he has a big impact. Do you guys see that? Cool. Okay. I want you guys, I literally repeated it to myself every night since this happened, or since this thing, and it says, do your best and trust God with the rest. You can only do so much. So many of you guys are getting burnt out because you're doing your best, but you're not trusting God with the rest. You're like, I'm doing my best, but I don't think my best is enough. So I'm going to do more, but then I'm going to stress myself out because I don't think my best is enough. And what if it's not worth it? And I don't know. Right. And you go in the cycle in your head of like, this is not even worth it. I can't do this and I can't send any more messages and I don't know how to do. Take a breath. Do your best. And everybody's best looks different. Okay. Mariah and I's best might be 300 messages a day. I don't know your life. Maybe your best is 30 messages a day. The only person who can answer if this is truly your best is you. And at the end of the day, you have to lay your head on the pillow at night and say, did I do my best today? And I want you to be honest with yourself. There are days that you're going to lay your head down and be like, not even sort of, right? And learn from that. Don't let that be a habit. But the best feeling is when you lay your head at night and you're like, I freaking killed it today. So good. It's the best feeling. Okay. And if you don't know what to do, this is the other thing about how to be a good business. I don't know what his word was, but like how to be a good business person. If you want to be a good business person, you have to be hungry and coachable. And you have to be loud that you're hungry and you're coachable. Okay. Mariah and I cannot help you if you're sitting there and you're like, well, I don't really know what to do. And I don't know how to do a reel and I don't know how to do referral posting, but I don't want to bug them. I don't want to ask them. So I'm just going to sit here and struggle and not do the things. And then I'm just going to be mad. Right. We can't help you if you're not like, hey, I want to do this and I want to listen. I just don't know what I'm doing. Okay. We will help you. Okay. Moving along. Let's see. Ed Milet said a million times over, and I want to rehash this to you guys. You were born to do something great with your life. Ordinary people do not do things like this, like Mariah said. You are here because you are destined for greatness. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but there are people's lives that are attached to your work ethic. There are people's dreams that are going to either come true or not based on what you're doing now. Do you understand that? People are watching you, needing to see if you succeed so that they can believe in themselves, that they can possibly succeed. You are able and most qualified to help those who you used to be. Okay? Who did you used to be? Think about it. Who is that person? I am currently working through, you guys, if you know me, you know this, I am working through my confidence, my self-esteem issues. I struggle hard. And you know who I'm going to be best qualified to help is the moms who had babies and don't know who the heck they are anymore and don't have a self-esteem more than an ant. Okay? I'm just being honest. But because I'm being honest with myself, I know one day I'm going to be going through this pain to get to the other side, to pull those that are in the position that I used to be in and pull them with me and say, hey, you can get through this because I did. And I can show you how I did it too. Okay. So who did you used to be? I want you to look at this business, and he was talking about his dad who is an alcoholic. And he asked his dad, he said, you're never going to drink again. And he said, son, I can't promise you that, but I can promise you that I'm not going to drink for one more day. And tomorrow I'll promise you one more day. And sometimes we look at the big picture as the big picture and it stresses ourselves out. What if you just look at one more day? Okay. If you are like, consistency stresses me the heck out. Okay, well, can you commit to a task list for one more day? Can you do it one more time? And then make a decision. Are you going to do it one more time? Just do little things, okay? Most of the time, 4 things are happening to stop you from where you want to be, okay? Number 1, you are doubting. Number 2, you are discouraged. Number 3, you are delusional in the fact that it's too far away, like Mariah was saying. And number 4 is that it's delayed. Okay. You're delaying yourself. Okay. And you think you're not good enough. Okay. Let's see. James Smith, I think I wrote down. He said, if you do what is easy, life will be hard. If you do what is hard, life will be easy. Okay. You want good paychecks to make your life easy. You have to make the sacrifices daily. Does that make sense? Okay. I want you guys to hear this. these statistics that he said that you can use in reels and stuff, but I just want you to understand them, is most people are one paycheck from poverty. Most people, if they lose one paycheck, they're losing their house, they're losing their cars, they can't pay their bills. They have no savings whatsoever. Most people, and that might be you guys. That was me before Mari. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. Okay. 64% of adults that retire, when they retire, have inadequate retirement and can only survive for 1 to 3 years. 64%. And 38% of divorces are because of money. And I want you to understand that is that you have the power to truly make a difference in people's lives here, but you have to make a difference in your life first. And so in the beginning of this Zoom, when I said I'm over the pregame, I'm over the warm-up, I'm over that, you guys, I want you to step into what you know you want to do. Raise your hand or put a 2 in the chat if you're like, I'm going about 50%, but I know I want to be doing more. Or I'm doing this, but I know in my heart that I'm supposed to be further. Whether that's money, impact, rank, whatever. If you know that you're just barely comfortable, just barely getting by, right? You're just like hanging in there. You're not going all in. And I want to challenge you guys to go all in. Because you guys, Happy Juice is launching for kids next month. It is projected that those that are actively working their business, their volumes will double within 60 days. Okay? Now, doubled. So for those of you, some of you that you were like, oh, I would promote like twice. Some of you don't have much volume and you're like, well, I'd still be here. Wake up call. Wake up call. We are halfway through September. Okay? I joined Amare May 18th and I went silver 9 orders away from gold by the end of the month. Why can't you? I did my focus on 5 on my account and my husband's account in my first week. Why can't you? So many of you guys are counting yourself out and saying, I just can't do it and I don't know what I'm doing. And if you don't know what to do every day and you don't know the steps, I want you to text Mariah or text I and say, hey, what do you do every day? I want to do it. Okay. Now, who's ready for the announcement? Mariah's like me because I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. I have come to the executive decision that I am, so some of you know this, I had a leadership chat from some people who came with us from previous companies that were in leadership ranks, right? And so we have a chat specifically for that. Okay. And this is my announcement. This Zoom is recorded. It'll be in the team chat. That group, as it looks right now, is being dissolved. Okay. Moving forward, we are going to be doing leadership Zooms every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Now, hear me out. To be into the leadership Zoom, okay? So we're not going to have one this week. By next Sunday, I need you to have texted me your name, your goal for this month, your goal for the end of the year, and your current biggest challenge in your business. Okay? Just because you text me does not mean that you are going to be added to the leadership chat. There may be some questions that I answer you back that think of this kind of like a job interview. Not really, but because I want this to be like a true leadership level up mastermind hype group. Okay. I will say, number 1, the first requirement to be in the group chat and to stay in the leadership group chat, you must complete your focus on 5 either on your account or your spouse's account. At the end of the month, if it's not done, you'll be removed. No ifs, ands, or buts. Okay. So you can text it to me now, whenever, your name, because my phone is not saving people's contacts. I don't know what's happening. Your name, your goal for this month, goal by the end of the year, and your current biggest challenge. And then if there's anything else you want to add about whatever, but this leadership, you guys, this is going to be kind of like a no nonsense. Like, we're not going to do any sort of negativity. If Mariah and I at any point feel like, hey, maybe you're not meant to be in this chat right now, or you're not showing up to the level that everyone else is, you'll be removed. No ifs, ands, or buts. Okay. And I don't say that to be like, we're so great, but Mariah and I know where we're going, and we want to focus hardcore on those that also know where they're going. Okay, so we don't want to be spending extra time. And you guys, this leadership chat, there are going to be extra tips and tricks. There's going to be extra voice messages and videos from us. There's going to be extra things in this group chat, extra challenges, extra giveaways. Okay, you want to be in this group chat, but it is not going to be for everyone. This is going to be for the people that are like, I am all in, I dove in head first and I'm running. Okay, this is not, we're not just skating by. This group chat is for those who are hyped up, ready to run, doing the things. Okay. Mariah, anything you want to add? I know you did not have any preparation for that.
No, I mean, I think you pretty much took it away. I like the idea of the group chat too. I think, don't disqualify yourself from the leadership chat. Don't disqualify yourself from the month. I know we briefly talked about it before, but like, guys, you have 14 days left, 15 days left, something like that. You have plenty of time. Okay. I don't care what the goal is. I don't care how big and scary it is. I don't care how, whatever, like decide you have plenty of time. You have plenty of time. Decide you don't have time. You don't have enough time. It comes down to it. Decide that you're going to turn it on today. You're going to go forward. You're going to hit whatever goal that you have enough time to get it done. Do the work. And then when you go to bed, do your best. And your best is going to look different every day. Your best is going to look different from the next person. Go to bed every night, give it to God, wake it up, start every day like a new day. I mean, if you could do anything consistently to change your life, I think that right there would be it. To start every day like a new day. To let go of the baggage of yesterday, the wins of yesterday, the losses of yesterday, and start today like a brand new freaking day, where today you get to decide how you're going to show up. Today you get to decide how your business is going to go. Today you get to decide what kind of mom you're going to be. Today you get to decide what kind of wife you're going to be. It's a brand new stinking day every single morning. Do that for the next however many days we got this month. And you're going to see a difference in your business just from that sole decision. So it's a new day every day, and it's time to get consistent and intentional with your time and your efforts. And you have plenty of time left.
Yeah, you guys, I just want you to go into every day and get to the mindset that everything is coming to you, that you have what you need, right? And so, well, do you guys agree in the chat, like you work different when you actually believe that the promotion is going to happen? Like when you're within a couple and you're like, oh shoot, it's actually happening. Then all of a sudden things just come in and you're like, I don't even know where this came from, right? Like I'll never forget one of my promotions. I had one person text me and shorted like $700 worth of stuff for her and like 7 other people. I was like, okay. And that is what we call God volume. Okay. You guys, I want you to work as if that's how you feel, because the more you force yourself to feel that way, that's how you're going to feel. Right? If you're telling yourself, oh crap, I'm about to go silver. Like I'm actually going silver this month, right? Talk as if it's happening, like a done deal, it's happening. Then things just start coming. Things just start coming out of the work. So many of you guys were wondering how the heck Mariah signed 742 different people last month, because she worked as if she was going gold on her husband's account. And guess what? She did, because that's where she was in her head, is that it was done. Right? And so work as if it's done. Bare minimum, if you are brand new here, okay? Brand new, whether you're on live, you're watching the recording, bare minimum, what you want to do this month, what you're going to focus on is your focus on 5. That is 5 enrollments, whether that's a customer, brand partner, whatever. Get 5 of them. It's $500. Raise your hand if you'd like $500 by the end of the month, right? Like, can I get an amen? Okay. That's bare minimum what we're going to do. Okay. That is all for today. Mariah, will you pray us out?
Yep. All right. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for this space where we get to grow in our knowledge of business, grow in our knowledge of ourselves, and hopefully grow a little bit closer to you too. I'm so thankful for this group. I know that you are moving mountains in their lives and their businesses, that you say time and time again that you've gone before us, and I'm ready for us to believe that you have walked this path, that you've walked each and every step within our business and our daily lives as we are all facing battles, I'm sure, of many kinds, whether business or life, that you've already walked ahead, you've already faced that mountain, and you've already told it where to go. We know that we are walking forward in faith, knowing the victory is ours, knowing that it all is going to come together. Your promises are yes and amen. And we are ready to show up believing what you say in your word, believing the promises that you have for us, believing the life that you are calling us to, believing in what is ahead of us, and that it is good and beautiful and for us. And we are so excited of what you're doing here. And we're ready to lean in. We're ready to push harder. We're ready to dig deeper, to do our part and allow you to unleash your blessings within our lives. And I'm so excited for this group. I'm praying for each and every one of them, praying blessing over them, their lives, their businesses. And I'm so excited to watch so they continue to grow and develop, and all that you continue to do here. In Jesus' name, amen.